3 weeks ago, I walked into my dad's retirement BBQ, and I walked out knowing I'd just shattered him. Let me set the scene. I'm 28. I deliver food on a bike. I live in a basement apartment that costs me $600 a month. And yes, the water heater is a joke, so I shower at the gym most days. My dad is Henry. My mom is Connie. My brother Cody is 31, some finance guy. My sister Kayla is 25, doing something in marketing. They all live in nice houses, in nice neighborhoods. And me, I've always been the family's embarrassment, always. The party was at my parents' house. 50+ people packed into the backyard. His golf buddies, neighbors, co-workers. I brought a gift card, $30 to some restaurant he likes. I plan to drop it off, grab some food, and slip out early. I hadn't seen my family in 8 months, and honestly, that was just fine. I walked through the side gate, and my dad spotted me instantly. Of course, he was holding a microphone, mid-speech. The second his eyes landed on me, his face twisted into something ugly. He raised the mic and announced to the crowd, "Hold up, everyone. My biggest mistake just walked in." The entire yard fell silent. 50 faces turned to stare. My mom actually laughed from her chair. "Jesus Christ, look at him," she said, still wearing that same shirt from 3 years ago. Not true, but whatever. My dad wasn't done. He told everyone I was 28, delivering Uber Eats on a bicycle. He said I couldn't even afford a moped. His golf buddies howled. Then my Uncle Elliot, my dad's brother, chimed in. His 16-year-old has a BMW. More laughter. My dad kept going, telling 50 people I lived in a basement that reeked of piss and ramen, that I showered at Planet Fitness because my landlord had cut off my water. My brother Cody strolled over, snatched the gift card from my hand, ripped it open, and announced to the crowd, "Dad spends more than this on his morning coffee." Then he threw it in my face. Kayla added that I'd been fired from a pizza place for stealing breadsticks, another lie. But the crowd ate it up. Some neighbor named Larry quipped, "Even crackheads have standards." Everyone lost it. Then my dad's face darkened. He said I was embarrassing him in front of his friends and ordered me to leave, just like that. Leave now. I smiled. I'd been waiting 3 years for this moment. I pulled an envelope from my jacket and handed it to him. "Read it tonight, alone." Then I got on my bike and rode away to their laughter. Here's what no one at that party knew. The house they were standing in, the one my parents had lived in for 30 years. My grandmother left it to all 3 of her grandchildren, me, Cody, and Kayla. Equal shares. My parents had a life estate, meaning they could live there until they died, but they didn't own it. We did. My grandmother died 9 years ago. I was 19, fresh out of college after one miserable semester. My parents were furious. Cody was in grad school. Kayla was acing high school. And me, I was the failure who couldn't hack it. When the will was read, my parents framed it like they were doing us a favor. They said the house was in trust, that we'd inherit it eventually, but they were managing everything. We were young, stupid, and trusting. We signed whatever the lawyer put in front of us. But 3 years ago, I found a copy of the will in an old box. I read it carefully, very carefully. The house was left to the 3 of us as tenants in common. My parents had a life estate, but the will was clear. We owned it. They'd been treating it like it was theirs, refinancing, taking out a home equity line, remodeling, while telling us it was tied up in a trust. I started digging. I learned that as tenants in common, any one of us could force a partition sale. The court couldn't deny it. I spent years researching, saving, and preparing. I kept my expenses low, worked flexible hours, delivering food, and waited for the right moment. The envelope I handed my dad, a letter from my lawyer. It informed him I was exercising my rights as a co-owner and filing for partition by sale. The house would be sold, the proceeds split 3 ways, and my parents would have to find a new place to live. The refinancing and home equity line they'd taken out, that debt would be paid first, leaving less for everyone. But that wasn't my problem. I'd called Cody and Kayla 2 days before the party. Cody called me ridiculous and petty. Kayla cried, saying I was ruining the family. Neither of them joined me, but it didn't matter. One co-owner was enough. By midnight, my phone was blowing up. 17 missed calls from my dad, 8 from my mom, 5 from Cody, 3 from Kayla. The voicemail started with anger, then shifted to begging. My dad offered me money, a car, anything to stop the sale. My mom oscillated between calling me ungrateful and begging me to reconsider. Cody and Kayla's messages were just as desperate. The house was worth $850,000. After paying off their debts, we'd each get about $176,000. Not life-changing, but enough to start over. The court date was set. My lawyer said it was a formality. The law was on my side. My dad showed up at my apartment 4 days later, pounding on the door, yelling that I was killing my mother, destroying everything. I told him he should have thought about that before he humiliated me in front of 50 people. The partition sale moved forward. My parents fought back, filing motions, hiring lawyers, burning through money they didn't have. The hearing was brutal. My dad lost control in court, shouting that I had no right to take their home. The judge shut him down. Cody eventually joined me, realizing our parents had borrowed against our inheritance to pay for his and Kayla's education. Kayla posted on social media, painting herself as the victim. The family fractured. Uncles, aunts, cousins, all picking sides. The house sold for $875,000. After debts and fees, we each got $176,000. I bought a car, moved into a better apartment. Cody invested his share. Kayla, who never wanted the money, was forced to accept it. My dad's last voicemail told me I destroyed them. He said he never wanted to see me again. 3 months later, my parents are in a 2-bedroom apartment. The family is in pieces. And me? For the first time in my life, I'm not sorry. At that party, my dad called me his biggest mistake. Turns out, his biggest mistake was underestimating just how much damage his mistake could do.